Alright guys, we talked about Battlefield 2042 here before, and the game's been out roughly 6 months, give or take a bit, now, and so they just did a big update, quote, big update, supposed to be adding that infamous scoreboard and VoIP to the game, and so I figured, you know what, let's go check it out, see what's going on, see how the bugs are holding up, how the new scoreboard and VoIP system is integrated in, if some of the characters, specialists, whatever they're called, are as broken as when the game launched, and just how all the guns are balanced and how everything kind of worked out in the end. So I'll go ahead, went into the game, decided to go check it out. Now, if you haven't been following this game, you're going to have no clue what I'm talking about, but on Twitter, just all over the interwebs, people were talking about this game going free to play to kind of make up for all those people that didn't like it and trying to pull players back in. And every game drops players after its first couple weeks or months, unless it's Call of Duty with Warzone. That pretty much holds, but other than that, and like Grand Theft Auto, there's pretty much not an exception. Everything's gonna drop players after its launch. That being said, I didn't assume it was going to be this bad. Now, if you've been over the interwebs, there's been talk about the game going free to play and going on Game Pass and blah blah, all these different options to pull back some players and get that customer loyalty back so that people aren't as mad. Because generally speaking, the game didn't have great reception at launch, right? And so all these talks about going free to play, blah blah blah, none of this ever happened, right? And so I decided I'd check it out. And if you haven't noticed this already in the clip, there's an absurd amount of AI, right? And if you played the beta, you noticed this, right? And I was kind of worried. I talked about this, I think, in my first impressions video or my beta video. I don't know, one of those. I think I made 4 or 5 videos for this game when it came out. And so I was worried that there was going to be, they were going to fill in as many of those 64 players per team as they could and then throw in the rest as bots. And that's what they did in the beta. But once the full game came out, that wasn't a problem. Occasionally there were bots. One team was just getting absolutely smacked and people would just leave, then they'd have to autofill that team with bots. But it was never a huge concern. That being said, here now, like I said, it's almost 6 months, a little bit over 6 months later. As you can see, other than that guy that keeps landing on the rooftop over and over again, every single person I'm shooting at here is a bot. And this wasn't just this match. I played, I want to say 4 games, and I got bots, a lot of bots, every single time. And I think this clip is the perfect example of that, right? I went to the scoreboard, and not really a scoreboard, it's a player list to see how many players versus bots there actually were, and it surprisingly came out to an even number of about 32 to 33 on each team. But right now, on my screen, every single one of these people you see, other than that helicopter in the top right, that green squad mate, is a bot. Every single one of these guys. These are all bots. All of them. And they don't try to hide it, which I'll give them credit for. They all say AI above their names. They all look different than everybody else. And, it's, AI bots. They play very well. They stand out in the open. They can't aim. Your typical bot shit. Now, as bad as this is, you have to think, would you rather the game be absolutely dead and have lobbies without these bots it'd be 30v30, right? I mean, realistically less than last gen Battlefield. Would you rather that be the case and the people who do enjoy the game not be able to play it? Or this and just be forced to play against bots? Because those are really your two options. And there are people who enjoy this game. On the odd chance that I was killed by an actual player, or saw an actual player, I should say, they're very high levels, right? I think, a level 51, and I didn't level up at all playing this session for this video. But, so I played for probably about 2 or 3 weeks after launch, made it to 51, never touched it again. So the max level is 99, and then you kind of prestige, if you will, and get an S next to your score, and then it goes all the way up to 999. And I ran into multiple, like, S109s, 130s, 250s, so, add a 99 to that level, and so there's people in the 300-400s level-wise still playing this, so they're definitely out there. There are people who enjoy this game, so you can't just completely, forget about it and say, oh, shut it down, there's nobody on it. There are people that want to play. And we're kind of at this weird point with 2042 of, is it going to be an Anthem or is it going to be a Battlefront 2, right? Are they going to put a bunch of resources in to try to save it and keep it alive and kind of rebrand it and redefine how the whole game works? Or are they going to just let it die? Personally, I think an Anthem situation, just something like that, is so different than like a Battlefield. You can't compare the two. But Battlefront's a real good example, right? For the most part, you have all the tools made to make this game good, right? You've made, what, 5, 6, 7 of these before, right? The template's there. You just gotta copy and paste it. Right, they've already talked about getting rid of the specialists and replacing them with a class system in future updates, but really, as much as I hate games as a service, this is a games as a service game, and there's been no damn service post-launch, right? Like I said, 6 months later, there's not a new map, there's no battle pass, there's no new guns, there's no new operators, nothing, right? At least as far as I know, and, I keep up to date even on games I don't play, but I've heard absolutely nothing about this game. And I played it, and there apparently, other than store skins that people were paying real money for, obviously, because it's EA, there was nothing apparent that was new. So, that's another problem that they have to figure out what they're going to do with. So my question to you guys, right, is what do you want to see from the future of Battlefield? Do you want them to kind of take a step back and figure out what they're doing, kind of change things up, whatever that may be, like pull an Assassin's Creed? Or do you want them to go back to the roots of like the Battlefield 3s and 4s? Or do you like this and you just want more of this? Whatever it is, let me know what you think the direction they should go is. I think it's a bit of a combination of everything, right? You can't just copy and paste an old Battlefield game, because I always think it's repetitive and boring. Like, your new stuff can't be so out of the park like it is here, or at least broken to where it's not fun anymore. So that's the balance I think they need to come to. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're still playing Battlefield especially, let me know if there's always this many damn bots in your games, because it was the case for me. But hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next one.